Hey folks, thanks for tuning in to Lunderman Shop. Just a quick video. This morning I came out to my van, my 2005 Honda Odyssey. It's a great car. But I came out to find on the inside that it was quite apparent that there were mice were in my car overnight. Now a couple weeks ago I noticed a little couple droppings, not droppings, mouse droppings, but little pieces of black styrofoam on the passenger side. I thought, maybe that's off my book bag, maybe that's off of something, I don't know, somebody's shoes or something. So I guess that was also from the mice a couple weeks ago. But this morning I came out, you'll see in the picture here, I don't normally keep toilet tissue in my car, but that was like a quarter roll left from our mountain house that we had left over about a year ago. I threw it in my car and it's been there ever since. We typically use tissues when we do our family trips, so that's why it's been there forever. But anyway, you can see that that's been chewed on. So I'm going to show you where the I think the nest is. It's starting to rain here, of course, so I'm going to need to move kind of quickly here. But I wanted to show you where the nest was that I think it is, and then a couple spots that I'm going to check. And if you have visitors to your vehicle, maybe these are some things that you can do as well. Okay, so I will open this up to check in there. Folks on YouTube said to check in. I believe this is the air filter for the engine. And then I'm not 100% sure. This is either for the engine or for the cabin. And then here's another filter over here. I am no automotive expert by any stretch of any imagination here. But these are two spots that I'm going to check. And we'll see what's in there. But the one spot, oh, and then as you're looking through, make sure you know, you get your light out and double check all your connections and so forth. I have a little tiny leak down there. I believe it's coolant leak that I'll have my mechanic take a look at. But I don't think that's an issue, and I don't think that was mouse related. But I think if you look up top here, now of course this is a 2005, so this is starting to droop. I'm going to need to get some more of these anchors for my top insulation here. I don't know if you'll be able to see down in there. Let's see if I can get that for you. I believe that is our nest down in there. So that is just under, or that's just above, sorry. That's just above where on the inside I found all the shredded, you know, paper and so forth. And it did appear as if they came through the glove box area. These Odysseys have an upper glove box, which is kind of small, and then a lower glove box, which is a little bit bigger. But I could tell that they came through there. So I am going to get my shop vac. I'm going to clean that out up in there, and then I'll go ahead and open that up, and I'll open this up. We'll see what's in there. And also at this point, I'll go ahead and vacuum all this up. I try to keep this clean, but of course, parking under trees, it's tough to keep all this clean, but I'll vacuum all that out as well, and then I'll get up there. All right, so I've got my shop vac wand down in there. I'm hoping there's no live mice down in there. I mean, I'm hoping they're out out for the day. Okay, let's see what happens here. Let's turn it on. All right, so I cleaned out this one over here. I had to actually pull those tabs off, and that's where one nest was. And I thought, you know what, since I'm doing all this, I might want to check under this side too. So I had to pull out this one here and pull out that tab there. And for that, I used my handy dandy little, like my little tiny pry bar that I have here. You could also use a screwdriver. I have a big screwdriver out here for that. Or you could just, if you can get up there with your fingers. Sorry, my flashlight's that would be just as well. But looking under there, there's another little gathering house there. Somebody's living room, dining room maybe. So I guess I'll pull down a little bit further because there's this part right under here I need to get to as well. So I guess I'll need to take that one out. All right, so let me vacuum this one out, and then we'll see what we have. Okay, so I've gotten everything down, vacuumed all out here. I didn't pull this center. I tried to pull this center one down. It wasn't letting me. There must be something else holding it up there, but I was able to look down in there and see that there's no other nest material. So I did some cleaning there, and I did some cleaning over there. I have to be honest, I'm not exactly thrilled with the progress here. I mean, I don't think I've stopped the issue of them getting into the car. I found their little hideouts, and these might not even be current. You know, they might be old. I don't know. So I'm gonna go ahead. Actually, I'm gonna spray all this with a Lysol. I think that'll do enough to kill the germs, and then I'll tag this back up. And I guess at some point I might replace this whole thing. I don't know. I'll talk to my mechanic to see if I even need it there. I mean, obviously it's there for a reason. Is it incredibly important on a car this old by this time? I don't know. But at the very least, I'll go ahead and buy new tabs, because I don't think these are going to hold much longer. All right, so let me, I'm going to spray all this with Lysol. I'll let it kind of dry a little bit, and I'll push that back up as best I can. And then let's take a look down at these guys. Okay, well, that is no error box at all, is it? That's the fuse box. Good to know. Over here, I did get this up. I'm able to peek under here. I didn't take all this off over here, but I did undo the screws here. But I can look down in here, and with my flashlight, I see that that's all pretty clear. So I am not going to fool with that anymore. Go ahead and put this back together. Put this piece back down in there. When I have two hands, put the screws back on, and then we'll go on investigating elsewhere. Okay, so I am now inside the car, and I've just unlatched my glove box to get to the cabin filter. And to do that, you have to release these from both sides, right side and left side. And I've already done it, so I'm not going to show you. But what I did was put a screwdriver up in there, essentially, and you're popping, this goes on through the other side, and you're popping that side out, and you're popping this side out here. I will link a video below to a gentleman who showed me how to do that. Unfortunately, I just don't have the time to go back and do that for you now, but I will link that below. But if you look up in here, you can see some stuff. So that's the cabin filter. I'm going to press in on this tab right over here, right there, and then press in on this tab over here. I'm going to pull this out, and I got to clean all that out. And I'm wondering what else I'm going to find up in there. Does not look very pleasant, does it? I don't know if the camera's getting all that. So, of course, it's really packed up in there. I need to figure out how they're getting in there to begin with. So I'm still on that particular. All right, so let me get this done. I'm gonna go ahead and pull out the filter that's out here, and I'll have to try to vacuum all that out. All right, well, now I know where all the black rubber was coming from, probably up in there. The more I pull this out, I got my vacuum cleaner going so I can suck all this up, but I just wanted to show you kind of how things are coming out here. Get some of that out before I dump it onto the floor in here. All right, let me take care of this. Okay, because I'm pretty sure that will move. When I turn on the heater, that will open up to outside, and that way I can get my vacuum in there to vacuum everything out. I didn't want all that debris dropping down into my fan here. Okay, there's the fan down there. It probably already has some stuff in there, but I don't want any more getting down in there. So I covered that up with cardboard. And let's see what happens. So I'm gonna have to turn the car, at least the electronics, on to get that to move down. I'm curious to see what happens here. Okay, so right now it's on recirculating, and when I press the button up here, there it goes. And I didn't see anything else fall down there. All right. Let's see what happens. I'm going to do some vacuuming here. As you can imagine, the amount of stuff that eventually fell down there was quite extreme. So now I'm going to go ahead and take my filter and clean this all out. I'm gonna take that into the garage because right now it's raining. It's raining at a fair clip at the moment. So I'm gonna get out of the water here, clean this off, put that back in, and then I'm actually gonna put some mouse bait in the under the hood there. All right, this came up looking pretty good. Yes, I do need to replace this. I was not prepared to take all this out today, so I took a nice big stiff brush. I was looking for my little nylon bristle brush. It looks like a toothbrush to get in here, but I couldn't find it, so I used this, and I used shop vac, scrubbed it all out, and I went down each one of these individually and vacuumed out. So that should be good for now. And I also tapped it upside down to get as much as I could out of there. So we'll put this back in the way that I just took everything out, and hopefully that'll be good. So I'm gonna put this in, turn on the fan, run the fan, pull it out again and give it another vacuum, and then I should be good. That seemed to clean up. So I put the filter in, I turned on the car, turned the engine on, and ran it full speed on the blower. Took it back out, vacuumed it off, put the filter back in, and pretty good. You can see up there, you can see there's like little chew bites. So they've been gnawing away on that for some time, I guess. I mean, I'm hoping it's more, hope they've been in there for a while, and that just wasn't from last night. Here I am the next night. So before I get to my sign off from the video, I wanted to show you 3 different things that I'm doing right now to try to keep the mice away. So last night after I did all the cleaning and so forth, I went in, of course, got on YouTube and see what some other folks are doing. So there was 2 more suggestions. Let me show you what I did to begin with the little bait biscuit. And then I have a spray, and I'll show you what I'm doing with the mouse traps that I got off a YouTube here. All right, so I know I showed this to you, but over there you can see, hopefully you can see that. I put a little biscuit there down and in just a little tiny part of the frame there that supports the sidewall of the car and the hood, or the frame, I should say. And then I actually put this piece right there. That's one of those plastic bait traps that you normally put in your house, but I have it setting up here. It's taped to this box here, and it stayed there on my drive to school today, so I think that's pretty good. So the mouse has already checked out. I put that in, and half hour later came back and it had already eaten some of that. So I have those 2 pieces there. Hopefully they'll chew on that and head out to get some water, because I understand they get thirsty with that stuff. The second that I saw online yesterday that a lot of people said was effective is this here, rodent vehicle protection. And this is peppermint oil. You see that right there, peppermint oil. It's like one of those essential oil mixture things. And with this, just kind of squirting it over top of different parts here. I'm not going overboard with it, but I'm gonna make sure I get enough scent. Apparently, from what I read, the mice don't like this scent. So I'm just squirting that in there. Now, of course, we have 2 other cars here as well to take care of. I noticed a couple droppings in the hood of that car, so I sprayed up there, vacuumed it out, sprayed. I didn't notice anything inside, nothing major over there. Okay, so let's take a look at the third thing that I'm doing here. And again, a gentleman online said, put mouse traps on top of your tires overnight to catch the mice, because sometimes what you need to do is actually just get rid of them. So let's talk about these. All right, so these are Victor mouse traps. So these are reusable. And you put what you're supposed to do, see that little cup up there? You're supposed to put the peanut butter or your bait up top. And I understand peanut butter is a good bait. It seems to work for me. And then they're supposed to come in and they hit that little toggle right there, and it snaps down, and it kills the mouse. Last night, both of these traps were cleaned out. The bait was gone at the top. but the trap was not set off. And I've had that issue with these type of traps before. So this time, actually this morning, I put peanut butter underneath of that little toggle there. That's the trip mechanism for the trap, and hopefully that'll work. If that doesn't work, then the other thing I've done in the past is take a little bit of peanut butter, put it on a paper towel, little tiny piece of paper towel, and then wrap the little piece of paper towel with the peanut butter in it through that hole there and kind of tie it on. That way they really have to wrestle with it, and that has been effective. It's really kind of a pain in the butt to do that, but that has worked. So this is going to sit on the top of my tire again tonight, and I'm hoping I have a peanut butter in a good spot, or I put it all underneath of that arm there to see if that'll trip. We'll see what happens. Well, I hope that helped you a little bit. If you have mice, or hopefully there's no more than mice in your car. If you have rats, they're a little bit bigger. Squirrels, chipmunks, I'm pretty sure that these were mice in my car based on the droppings that I saw. I'm hoping that this helps you out a little bit. You know, you got to check high, check low. Now the quest is to keep them out of the car. You know, even after I clean up all the nests and so forth, how do we keep them out? So I'm going to keep working on this, but I hope that gave you an idea if you have this issue in your car. All right. Thanks for watching. Tune in again. This was an unexpected video, of course, on Lenderman Shop, but tune in for our next one. Thanks again for stopping by.